Happy Teachers Day to every single teacher. And I just want to take a few minutes to share with you some of my favorite tips and tools to help take care of yourself. We're going through a very difficult time right now. All that we were preparing and prepared for has changed. The entire ball game is not even a ball game anymore. And we feel almost as if we have no training, no capacity, no skill or ability to deal with what this new circumstance requires. But I want you to know that you must be so much kinder to yourself, because you're doing what nobody in the world prepared you to do. And that is to operate in a time of crisis with limited resources for you as a teacher, and even for the children who you're trying to impart this big, beautiful thing called education on. So I just want to invite you to spend a few minutes watching this video, and I hope there's something in there that helps you to reconnect with yourself, to find some calm and some peace and serenity and joy, because we may be losing momentum. What is probably happening with our teachers right now is that you feel overwhelmed. There is so much required of you. And again, you weren't prepared for it, but you can't tap out now. You can't throw your hands in the air and say, I quit. Nobody got me ready for this. I don't need to do this. You have to power through, not just because it's your job, but because you really care about your students. A lot of people are working in jobs and not clear on why they do it. Who are they serving? Who benefits from them being at their best? But it's good that you know that our little ones are the ones that are thriving because of your commitment. So you are away from your group of teachers who you could sit and talk with inside the lunchroom or the staff room. You're not able to interact in real life with your students and feed off of their energy and get a hug from that favorite young girl or young boy in your class who always has something good to say and something warm to share and some love and good energy to pass around in the classroom. So even on your lowest day, the children could give you the energy you need to feel that pep in your step. But now you're working from home and you are in the confine and comfort and safety of your home, but it's lonely. You are alone. And no matter how much you connect over Zoom and over WhatsApp chat, you don't have all those bodies that you're used to having around you to help you to share the burden, to share a spontaneous joke or a laugh with. And so as you are renegotiating this space of questioning how you will function under this overwhelm, of asking yourself, am I adequate to the task? And confronting this very real feeling of being alone on this journey, I want to walk you through my favorite steps that help me to get centered, stay focused, and continue to serve with excellence, and also to give myself some room to breathe. And so here goes. Tip number 1, rise with purpose. When you wake up in the morning, don't just jump out of the bed and grab your phone and check your email and see who has been trying to call and talk to you and give you work and lead you down a path of good, productive activity, but nonetheless, their idea of good and productive activity. You have to rise purposefully. Get up in the morning, take a big, deep breath, stretch your arms above your head, touch your toes, inhale again and exhale and say, thank you. Thank you, God, for opening my eyes this morning to see my family and the blessings of our home. I am grateful for life today. I have one more day to let my light shine before men so they can see my good work and praise the Father who is in heaven. So thank you for giving me another day to do the work that you've put me on earth to do. Gratitude is so important. And you can give that gratitude through prayer. You can say it through some kind of affirmation, just putting those words out, and you can write it down in a gratitude journal. So after you've expressed your gratitude, you say your prayer or your meditation. I want you to commit to at least 30 minutes of physical activity. So you now have that blessing of life and your bones and your body and your muscles are still with you. Move them around. Some high intensity cardio, maybe jogging on the spot, sprinting from one point on the driveway to another, doing some high knees, doing some squat jumps, doing some sit-ups, doing some push-ups if you can. That's what your body needs in the morning. Some of us try to get it from coffee. I'm a coffee drinker, but nothing compares to that burst of chemical energy from your brain moving all the way through your limbs that comes through exercise. So commit to taking some time for you in the morning. Find at least 30 minutes to do some physical activity, a walk, a jog, a sprint, some high intensity workout, whatever your body can manage. You need it to get your mind right and stay in the right frame of mind throughout the day. And the final component of rising purposefully is to chart clearly where you want your day to go. So that's why I said don't jump into your phone and see what everybody else is asking you to do. That's their agenda. You'll get to it. But what are your 3 musts for today? If you were to die today, what are the 3 things that you think would be purposeful and useful to your legacy as a teacher, as a parent, as a spouse, as a friend? Identify what those 3 things are that you must do to feel fulfilled and to use this life energy in a meaningful way. So write out those 3 musts every single day. And if you can find another half, I'm going to challenge you to read 10 to 15 pages of a book unrelated or related to your schoolwork every day. Open up some space of knowledge and new learning. You're teaching, but you owe it to yourself to also continue learning and fueling that brain. The second thing I want to encourage you to do as a part of that self-care routine is to use up your no. You don't have to say yes to everything. You are already taking on more than you plan to take on this year with this changed dynamic of your work life. And so you have to now ask yourself, all the things I committed to doing, the things I said I was going to write and to research and do for somebody and mark for this person, and all those things I did from a place of love, but I did commit to them before the ball game changed. How can I get some of that off my plate? How can I go back and say, I thought I could do this, but the circumstances of life have changed so much that I just don't have the time. And if I'm to do this, I must deprioritize some other critical work for my students. And I just can't do it right now. If new requests are coming in, take a deep breath. As a teacher, your first instinct is always to serve and to help. Take a deep breath and find that no in the bottom of your belly. The great thing is you don't have to give your no's in person as much as you had to before, because you're doing it from over the phone, from WhatsApp, Zoom calls, phone calls. So you can dig deep and find some courage and remind yourself, I'm committed to purposeful work today. I'm committed to purposeful work this week. And if I'm supposed to get these 3 things done, I have to be courageous and find my no. That no is my shield, my barrier, my protective cloth, my superpower, to make sure that I don't take on the things that will derail, distract, and deflate the energy that I have for the day. So it's not to say you won't do anything for anybody, but you can't try to do everything for everybody. And you have to be bold and courageous enough to say no. Here are some ways you can say no. No, as a full sentence without explaining anything. You're an adult. You can reject just as people have rejected you. Life goes on. And it's not done from a place of hate. It's from a place of self-love. So you can just say, no, I can't. If you want to offer a reason though, you can go into it. No, I'm overcommitted today. I just don't have the time and the resources to do this well. And I am someone who does things with excellence. And if I take this on right now, I know I'm not going to do it with excellence. And I don't want to compromise my standards. And I don't want to give you less than excellent work, because it also compromises you and what you need. So in the interest of both of us, I have to say no, because I don't compromise my excellence. You can also say no, not now, and delay it for some time in the future. You can also say no, not me, but I know somebody who can, and you put them on to someone who would do excellent and great work. So those are some ideas around how you can use up that superpower called no, and don't feel no way about it, because you're not doing it from a place other than love. And the other strategy I want to share with you is self-compassion, and it comes in 2 ways: how you love yourself and how you remember that you are loved. So let's talk about self-compassion a little bit. Self-compassion is simply the acknowledgement that you're human, and like humans, you're gonna have days in the valley and days on the peaks of mountains, and you're gonna love life and appreciate yourself on all of those days. It actually happens in 3 stages. 1 is awareness. You have to admit when you're feeling low. You have to admit when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling confused, when you're feeling unworthy and inadequate. You have to admit that I feel bad. In Jamaica, we say I feel away. Me just have a little energy, me have a vibe, me not like my vibe right now. Accept that you feel that way. That is not your normal, and that is not good, and it's not healthy, and it's not energizing, and it's not positive. But acknowledge it. You have to first be aware of those feelings. And too many of us are putting on a brave face, pretending like we are made of steel. You're a superhero as a teacher, you know, but you're not Superman or Superwoman. You are a human being, flesh and bone like everybody else. And the second thing you have to do is to acknowledge the fact that this is part of our common humanity. Whatever you're feeling, I can guarantee you have at least 1 million people feeling the same way. You're not alone. You're not unique in this exercise that you're going through. And the great thing about this special coronavirus edition of Life and School is that the whole world is experiencing it at the same time, in different quantities and in different ways, but we are all going through this right now. And then you dig deep as part of that self-compassion now to not self-identify. So I am feeling a sense of inadequacy, but it doesn't mean I am inadequate. I trust myself to be able to learn what to do. I believe in my capacity to grow and become the kind of person who will know how to respond in these circumstances. I didn't know it yesterday. I didn't know it before now. But here's an opportunity for me to open up this new level of wisdom. And I trust myself to do that. Again, what man has done, man can do. So if somebody else has gone through it, they are no more human than I am to figure it out. And I trust myself to figure it out. So right now, I am experiencing some difficulty. Right now, I accept and I acknowledge that I'm not the only person experiencing this difficulty. But I also trust myself and I believe in my capacity to learn what I need to learn in this moment. So the next time I encounter this, I will be better prepared and more equipped. That's the approach you have to take to life. You'll hear a lot of people call it a growth mindset. You're always open to learning and even relearning what you thought you already learned to become more equipped and better skilled at living this active, beautiful, ever-changing landscape we call life. So we talked about self-compassion in the way that you can love yourself, but there's another side to it. Recognizing that you are loved. And it goes back to how you wake up in the morning. There is a divine creator who has identified you and your life energy, your special skill set, your special vibration and value that you bring into this world. And the creator has said, you know what? One more day for you. You are loved and you are valued. And when you don't feel like your own self-compassion is enough to bring you through, because sometimes it won't be enough, I want you to think through what the word tells us if you're a Christian. And if you're not a Christian, you can read into it in whatever tone you want to read. But it's Isaiah 40:31, and it says, those who trust in God will find new strength, They will mount up on wings like eagles, and they will run and not be weary. So even as you try to find your own inner wisdom and your inner essence, right? Because God is in all of us. The Creator is in all of us. So we have what it takes within us to feel and refeel, to focus and refocus, to bounce back and find our resilience even in these difficult times. But sometimes that will not be enough. And you will have to tap in, plug into your higher power, because it is through that you'll be able to run and not be weary. So I hope this helps a teacher today to recognize and reflect on the common humanity, the struggle we are going through, and how you can center and position yourself to feel better and to show up better and more energized by one, rising up on purpose. You have to know why you're doing this. You have to know why it's important to show up at your best and to serve with excellence at all times. Don't flop yourself and don't flop the one that put you here. Now flop God. There's a light inside you that needs to shine, that only you have the power to light and to beam out there. So you have to get up and light your fire. Move your body and release the chemicals and the good energy that is locked up and shut up in those bones. Let it out. It is there waiting to serve you. And if you can find some time, also read a couple pages of a book that can unlock new levels of wisdom and learning for you. And always plot your 3 musts. Before you jump into email and WhatsApp conversations, ask yourself, what do I need to do for me and to feed my purpose and to stoke my fire and to live the kind of life that at the end of it I'm going to say, wow, well lived. What are the things that are critical that I always must do with whatever my hands find to do? How will I do this thing here with excellence? Determine what those 3 musts are. And then once you've done that and you're jumping into your day, use your superpower called no. Say no to the things that are going to derail and deflate and de-energize and distract you. And there are ways you can say the no without explaining. No, because it will compromise the excellent work product that I am known for if I take on too much and can't focus. No, not no. We're going to be able to do that in 2 or 3 months. Or no, but I know someone who can help you. And then finally, exercising that muscle of self-compassion. Self-compassion is about being that friend to yourself that you would be to someone else. You're not here by chance and you're not here by accident. I don't care what they want to say. It is an intelligent being that has designed this earth and put you here for a time such as this. So, happy Teachers Day. Lots of love and lots of blessings to you, my teachers. You're in my prayers and I want to love upon you guys today because you are doing excellent work and I want you to continue to serve with excellence. Blessings.